And let's look at the dollar index dumping to the downside. We talked about this bearish divergence. Let's look at our daily. Let's see where it sits here. And so, look, I draw so much stuff, and this is such a huge chart, it's almost hard to tackle. But we talked about this many times, about the dollar index. And honestly, I had this bigger channel here. And I'm willing to call that, you know, these are spider lines. Basically like a GAN fan. But see, and if you keep looking here, all right, this is our previous resistance. We came to that next resistance. We hit it right about there. See it? Right there. From July of 1973. Yeah. 1973 resistance for the dollar right there at 109. We also hit it in 1976. We also had a little bit of a trouble there in 2000. And we also got completely rejected by it in 02. We also didn't even get a chance. We got rejected here in 17 and rejected here in 2020. The dollar here is now again at a strong resistance point. All right. We look at the 2-week chart, which is a big chart with a lot of data, and we can clearly see we're extremely overbought on the stochastics. Even the stochastics are in a rising wedge. That breakdown, they don't have much more room to go. You see, RSI also, it hasn't been this high since 2015. Likely we're going to get a dump here on the dollar. The MACD is also at one of the highest points it's ever been. It also made a parabolic run to the upside. That you know, and that's like an altcoin. Like that's just unsustainable type of behavior for anything in life. You know, look, it did it last time, tried to do a straight run. Here was when it ran down. This was Bitcoin's run up in 2017. Look, January of 2017, and then Bitcoin would start to move all the way through that year into February of 2018, where the bull run would end. Here's our last bull run. So you can clearly see the bull runs for Bitcoin are correlated by the dumps on the dollar. Bull run, anybody? Anybody? Looks a lot like of what we're looking at here. See? So once this starts to curve down, and let's look at the weekly. Did the weekly turn bearish? Not yet. Not yet, but it is curving down. Look at that. And you got a bearish weekly right there, and you have a wick to the downside. This is also a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time for the dollar. You know, so the dollar, at least to play with this support zone right here at 99. If it breaks 100, it's going to be a big deal for Bitcoin. So I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I've been saying this and saying this and saying this. And if you look at my last videos for the last few weeks, I'm not going to say we called it, but we kind of showed you how to call it. We showed you exactly what to look for, how to look for it, and what to do.